Going on, everybody? Started a few days ago on my on a hoop house, and I am finally, well, I'm mostly finished, like 99.9% done. I got to put some nesting boxes in there, but I just finished it up today. Working on and off for a few days on it, but there it is. Just put some little banty chickens in there for the time being. I'm gonna get me some laying hens. Some laying hens to go in here. But there she is. This tarp, I got it at Walmart. It's awful. Junky. But it'll do for now until it wears out, probably in about 3 weeks. But I went to Lowe's and picked up 2 4x4s, treated 4x4s, 12 foot long. I picked up 10 untreated 2x4s. And then 3 cattle panels. And then I overlapped the cattle panels, as you can see there, to make it a little more rigid. And it seems to work all right. Now I'm going to end up, I put chicken wire on the end of this. I got 36-inch tall roll by 50 foot. I put chicken wire on for now, but I think I'm going to close this end off altogether at some point in time, where it's still summer and hot. We'll leave it open for now, as long as it don't get too wet inside here. Put me up a roost. And these, let's see, strapping, I think plumbers use it to hold up pipes and things of that nature. But this stuff is awesome. Works really good, and I use quite a bit. Well, anywhere these 2x4s came into contact with the cattle panels, I use that. You see, see there. But I think this will do pretty good. I'm happy with it for now. Like I said, this tarp isn't the best. There was a couple spots you could almost see light through it. But it is what it is. Now, I can move this. I'm going to put some eyelets on the front and a strap, and then hook it to the back of the razor to be able to move it around. It's pretty heavy. I've moved it on my own, just picking it up and dragging it. It's probably, I don't know, 300 pounds or more. And I could be over guesstimating, but it's heavy. But I used that strapping all the way down through here. And I only put that chicken wire up 3 foot. And I've got that tarp pretty taut on the outside. I'm gonna put the nesting boxes down here towards the middle. That way there's at least chance of rain to come in on it if it does come in through the ends. Got the feeders and the water hung up. Now this, bought these off Amazon, and it's a gate kit. They're awesome. If I ever do any more gates or doors like this ever again, I will only ever use these. They work great. I had to put me a latch on the inside so I can get out of this sucker. Okay, that's locked. But that gate kit, it comes, these are attached to that L bracket there. And that door, it turned out good. That's one of the best doors I've made. And it was super easy. Super easy. I like super easy. But tarp, we got it stretched on there pretty good. And I took and rolled it up on the sides and just took some scrap pieces of wood and screwed them down to the outside edge of that 4x4. And it got it pretty tight. It ain't the best, but it ain't awful. And then I'll probably come through and get me some small steeples. But I got my staple gun. As you can see, the compressor out there. And I stapled the crap out of this thing. But it should be pretty good for right now. And I used a bunch of zip ties too. I like the zip ties. They're handy little gadgets. But I've done the same thing over here. Don't really look as good. It's all right, it'll do. But all I did was rolled that up, snugged it down, and shot some screws in them. But it turned out all right. It's not bad. It'll work. It will work. I like it. Seems like the chickens like it. Although that, if I get it to focus, that little millie floor. Those are red piles, bantams, that pair that looks similar. That's the hen right here close to me, and that's a young rooster over there on the opposite side. And that's a little millie floor bantam. But she is an escape artist, and she lived just out and about by herself for probably close to a year. She built like a tank, and nothing got her. She's slick. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll probably do some I'm gonna put them nest boxes over there like I said, and don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet. Probably just hang them off of that cattle panel. But these cattle panels are 16 feet long by 50 inches tall. Like I said, I used 3 of them. It's roughly 12 foot. And I overlapped them a little bit. I think that'll do. I can move it around, but it'll be a lot better once I'd like to put some, there's a thing called a chick lift, and it'll go back there on the middle of it, back there on that 2x4. I might need to brace that 2x4 up a bit, but either that or put some tires on it to help roll it around a little bit. Because it's a heavy sucker. It's movable, and I moved it myself, but I mean, I guess moving it 12 feet at a time ain't that bad, but if you had to move it from here up there or over there, just packing it yourself it's a little much. I have to work on my door a little bit too. I've got a spring I'm going to put on there that'll keep a pressure on it so it won't just fly open, and it'll close behind me whenever I come. But it ain't bad. I'm pleased. Like I said, here soon I'm going to try to get a few laying hens. And I know it's getting later in the year, but I'm going to get a couple anyway. I'd like to put me a like a little motion sensor light out here on the front of this somewhere, because it's up right next to the woods, down next to the pond. If anything's gonna get them, this would be the optimum place for it to happen. Really, but the only thing I'm worried about is them something digging underneath of it. But right there's the house. I don't know. I ain't that worried about it. We'll see. Come on now. But there's a little walkthrough. Nothing fancy, but it shall do. I've watched a bunch of these things on YouTube. Just they're simple. Anybody could do one. Just finding the time to do it. My little girl loves feeding the chickens, and this way we can go in there and kind of sit with them and feed them and hang out. And so far, I just finished it and they're not home right now, but she's been wearing this door out, just opening it and shutting, opening and shutting, in and out, pretending she's in jail. Having a fine time with it, so we'll see what she thinks. Yeah, we'll get the seal of approval from her, hopefully, once they get home. But that's it. Later.